Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new animated film from Netflix, Nimona. And this is based off of N.D. Stevenson's graphic novel, focusing on a knight in a futuristic medieval world who is framed for a crime he didn't commit and must team up with a transforming being named Nimona, who's mischievous and is an evildoer because she's quote-unquote a monster and hated by all of society. And this film has so much to unpack, and first off, this is absolutely gorgeous, the way that they animate this film. Just the particular designs that they choose to do, this look of kinda hand-drawn, but is it 3D animation? It kinda has that shading style that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had, except turned up a notch. The colors are beautiful, and it's interesting how they use Nimona as this very specific, like, pinkish color, no matter what she transforms into. So, like, she's a giant pink gorilla, a giant pink whale, and they really utilize her ability to transform in creative and fun ways in awesome action sequences that are peppered throughout this runtime. And you have a lot of people who were part of the story of this film, and a few screenwriters like Robert L. Baird and Lloyd Taylor, and this story is very impactful. It's a story of trying to balance justice and revenge and what each of those things mean. It has so many deep themes. This is very much a queer film, and there's a lot of themes of hating the other. In terms of, there's a couple lines in this film that are so impactful, like one antagonist saying, "Beware of this monster." It could be anyone, it could transform to anyone, it could be the person next to you, it could be your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, and just that has so much meaning through a lens of, like, this LGBTQI+ story. And I don't think it's too far of a stretch to think about, like, the character of Nimona is a transforming character, and being able to understand the ostracization and the just misinformation and just pure naivety in how people perceive those who are different than them. And this film tackles those themes so deeply. And just overall, with the narrative of this young knight, Ballister, played by Riz Ahmed, who's just trying to prove his innocence. And it puts him at odds with his partner, who they have such a great connection, but they're separated over this supposed crime. And Chloe Grace Moretz is fantastic as Nimona. We're so engaged into the story and how each of these characters from Ballister and Nimona are trying to find justice in their own way and just trying to be accepted back into society, or accepted into society for the first time. Now, I do feel like some of, like, the antagonistic elements of this film are very theoretical. Like, the characters aren't particularly interesting, but they represent important ideas of authoritarianism and this force of how power can lie and corrupt and warp facts and ideas. This film, for an animated film, especially dropping on Netflix, has a lot to say. And it reminds me of The Sea Beast in that way. And for a year where it's light on animation this year, because, like, it took how long for an animated movie to even be released this year, which was like 4 months, I think this film has a chance to really get some traction awards-wise. Now, some of the things, like, its use of music is interesting because it's very modern, it's very punky kind of thing, and I think that worked fine. There's one particular character that I feel like sticks out like a sore thumb in the way that he talks, and I feel like taking that anachronism a little too far, and he just didn't work for me a lot of the times. And overall, there's a couple of moments where I think this film, trying to be a little quirky and funny, undercuts some of the emotional moments, but there's other emotional moments that just hit you like a sledgehammer, especially when you find out Nimona's backstory, which is on like Toy Story 2 Jessie background level flashback of just horrible emotion. So this film has so many great things going for it. I thought I really enjoyed this, and besides a few things that kind of weigh it down a bit, this is a fantastic film and definitely something where you can learn a lot and gives a great perspective on things, especially through a medium that everybody can sit through and understand. So definitely worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Nimona. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.